Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unrated Podcast, episode number 9. Thank you for downloading our show or for showing up to our live recording on YouTube. We are part of the Play Some Video Games Podcast Network, also known as PSVG. For more excellent podcasts, reviews, let's plays, streams, and even maybe some back conversations, make sure to check out playsomevideogames.com. Hey, man, not every podcast is made equal. And to follow PSVG on Twitter, Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and of course, whichever app or whichever website you use to download or listen to your podcast, make sure you follow us there, whether that's iTunes or Google Play or Podbean, whatever you use, make sure that to subscribe or follow us. That way you will always get the latest from the PSVG Podcast Network. We are recording Thursday, the evening between Thursday and Friday.
Black Panther Day.
Black Panther Day. It's starting. It's premiering right now. I'm sure there's some shows. The first shows on the East Coast are probably on right now. Over with. Yeah, if they start at 10 o'clock, like they do nowadays. Yeah. So there's already people, either extremely satisfied or I hope they are. Everything looks good for that movie, man. But that's part of my news tonight. So let's not jump the gun yet. Joining me tonight is Dev. What's up, brother? How's this week been? Give us some live updates.
This week has been good. Like I said, it is Black Panther week or day. I have tomorrow off, which is even better because I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. Got my Black Panther Wakanda University sweatshirt on right now, rocking the afro with the Black Power pick. So I'm just feeling.
Wait, is that a real? Hey, can I see the sweatshirt again?
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is awesome. What a great sweatshirt. That's a legit sweatshirt.
Yeah, I got it from this place called what is it? HillmanBookstore.com. They're basically, I don't know if you've ever seen the show A Different World. It was called Hillman University. So that is their play. So they have a lot of like apparel for that. And then they also have one line called the Wakanda University line. So that's where I got this from. And then, I'm just kind of feeling my ethnicity right now. Just feeling real good. So I'm excited.
That's awesome.
So, but this week has been good. I've been chilling. Work has been not too bad. Just been busy with that. Haven't played any video games this week now that I think about it.
Dude, I'm right there with you.
It's been grinding.
It's been a busy week. Well, we recorded. I mean, did we record late? No, we didn't. Right? We recorded on Friday last week. Yeah. So it's been like 7 days. Yeah, because normally we record late, and we have less days in between. Yeah, man. Like I play some. I guess we'll go ahead and do check-ins. I played some Rainbow Six Siege tonight. I was hoping my crew would jump on, but everybody jumped on late, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to go to sleep. Not as late. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I may be a hypocrite and jump on after this. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, overall, I've been trying to get more sleep. I mean, this is like the one night of the week that I like stay late. Like on purpose. Sometimes I stay up late just because I'm not tired. But on purpose, like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep definitely after midnight on the East Coast. Yeah, but like overall, like so I'm trying to like play fewer nights, but make those nights like really count for games. Because I realized that over Christmas break, I just started playing a lot and I kind of stuck on that routine. And yeah, I just honestly like I don't want to jump into Monster Hunter World. Like, I don't own that game. I don't want to buy it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like overall, I mean, there's a few games that I'm playing, but there's nothing that is really like that I'm binge playing, Right. I love Shadow of War, Middle Earth is a great game, but I feel like I have to play that in phases because because I mean, a lot of the game is a lot of the same thing. I mean, it's like they think of it like Assassin's Creed, right? At some point, you're doing a lot of the same stuff, but the environment changes and the story's moving forward. So that kind of renews some of the gameplay content. But I mean, I enjoy it, but I can't sit down and play for 5 hours because then I get smoked. I gotta play like in breaks. But But overall,
Donnie's
yeah,
in the
I
chat.
haven't been playing a lot. Yeah, go ahead. What were you
He
saying?
said, Donnie's in the chat. He said, you need to get Monster Hunter and Kirby and Golf Story. I told him none of this Kirby nonsense. You stop it right now with that stupid puffy thing.
Someone
Get him
doesn't
out
know
of
that
here.
this is the anti-Nintendo. I'm just kidding. Podcast. So I mean, I've actually been looking at Switch games because I don't know, like I'm still waiting for that Nintendo Switch game that really makes me binge play my Switch. Like I love Mario Kart, but you can't binge play Mario Kart. At least I can't. I can't sit down and play Mario Kart for like, 3 hours. No, I play like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour at the most, but I can't just sit down and play forever because I enjoy it for what it is. I guess, I mean, I haven't played Zelda or Odyssey. Donnie made me really
Still?
I know. It's just I don't know. I didn't grow up playing Zelda. Like I didn't grow up with it. And so it doesn't have that nostalgia effect that it has on other people,
Okay.
And for me, it's
Makes
like
sense.
it doesn't have nostalgia effect. It's a game that I will have to sit down and play for a long time. And because I don't have any of the nostalgia effect, it's gonna take me like more mental and willpower to power through tutorials. And maybe the tutorial, I don't even know there are tutorials in the game. But I feel like I don't if like let's say like if I played a Halo game that wasn't that good, Halo 5, I can forgive some of the failures because I'm a fan,
Right.
I'm like, hey, I'm a fan, I'll let this go. But with Zelda, it's like if I come across something that pisses me off, I'm gonna be like, well, this is just stupid, because I'm obviously not biased.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, I'll probably pick up Zelda for the Switch next. But I'm still waiting for, man, I don't know. I'm waiting for that Switch game that really blows my mind. And maybe Zelda will be that game. That's fine. Oh gosh, Donnie's going off the
It apparently blew everybody else's mind, so maybe not.
Yeah, I
Maybe
didn't
not.
realize Donnie was watching. So I feel like I shouldn't have talked about Nintendo.
You should be, because
Anyway.
Nintendo's whatever. The Switch can
No.
kick all the rocks. That's right. I said it. Go Switch.
Anyway, so I haven't been playing a lot. I've been watching a lot of TV. I completely caught up this week with Star Trek Discovery, and that show, the last 5 episodes of that show, keep you like may put you on the edge of your seat, and you're like, oh man, this is a Star Trek TV show. So that is that show of this past year that a lot of people kind of like, spit on and walked away from. But then like, man, that show ended strong this year. And like, if you go on IGN and you look at all their reviews, they're going batshit crazy over the ending of the season. They're like, oh my God, what happens at the end of this show? Because they did a lot of crazy stuff on this show. And and anyway, so I'm just reading the chat and
right.
So Donnie can sit there and comment on the chat, but he can't be on the show, right? Interesting.
Right. Oh, right? It's too late for him. But you sit here.
Too late.
Get on.
Anyway, so I've been watching some TV. I restarted watching That 70s Show on Netflix because I have no life and I haven't moved on past middle school.
It's a great show. I mean,
it's a good show, man. I forget how much I like Fez and just like Hyde. And I hate that Danny Masterson is now like being accused of sexual assault, which is kind of I mean, it just sucks. I mean, that's what you can't make. You can't make idols of any actors, man. You can't make idols because, or anything, political leaders, anything, because people always will hide their darkest secret. And that's what I meant. It's not like you live your life expecting to be let down. That's not what I'm saying. But you can't like, put people in like pedestals and be like, oh, this person's like basically a god to me, because people let you down, or whether it's an actor or a political leader or anything, fill in the blank, just a mentor, a friend, just make sure that, you can have great people that you follow, but just remember that they're human beings. And so anyway, that's why I can still go back and watch these shows and be like, you know what, maybe this person isn't the greatest human being, but at least their acting was decent. The character of Hyde was, hilarious.
You want to know why I like that 70s show?
What's up, man?
It's Spider-Man. if you think about the characters and the actors, it's Spider-Man. It's a lot like I look at that and I'm like, Donna could easily be Mary Jane. You look at Kelso, he could be Flash Thompson. And I'm sorry, but oh god, why am I blanking on his name already? The main character, Eric.
Eric
He
Foreman.
would have been the perfect Peter Parker. Like he's this cool, kind of smart, quirky nerd who's smart. He's nerdy. He talks a lot of trash, just like Peter Parker. Like it would have fit. You could have even had Hyde become Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Like just everything. Like I look at that show, I'm like, man, this could just really easily be Spider-Man.
Red Foreman is that Peter Parker's dad, uncle who gets
Uncle
shot.
Ben, yeah.
except Red kind of has it coming, because he's like an asshole, like to everyone.
Yeah. Red is almost would be better as like J. Jonah Jameson. Just always coming.
No, you know what? You're right. So maybe Donna's dad is Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's funny because I'm watching that show again, and Donnie's over here, like talking about Splatoon and Sea of Thieves. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So we'll get there, Donnie. Just stay on, man. Don't go to sleep. Just stay on, and just you'll be part of the conversation. Yeah, so like I've been watching that show and I realized how much I just watched the episode where Red starts working at the supermarket. He becomes a manager, and then Eric gets a job there as a cashier. Mm-hmm. And they get at work. Eric and Red get along just fine. Like employee supervisor, they get along, but then back home, their dynamic as father and son was broken.
Yep.
Not their employee-employer relationship, which I think is hilarious. Anyway, so that 70s show, Star Trek Discovery is awesome. I tried this show on Netflix, Altered Carbon. It's like that cyberpunk sci-fi show.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that.
It's funny because it started out really well, and I am really bored. Ooh. Like I'm on episode 6, and I'm just like, man, like I want to keep watching. I had a conversation with one of my friends about this. He and I, we watch a lot of TV shows in common, and we were like, yeah, man, like we both love sci-fi and we both want to love this TV show, but it's like at some point, it's just like the story, it starts out really interesting and then it kind of slows down halfway through the season. And it's funny because then I went on some websites and there's a lot of people like defending why you need to keep watching. And even like IGN and like I think IO9, like some blogs that I keep up with, they're saying, oh, you need to move past. And it's like everyone realizes that the middle of the season just sucks. The middle of the season is just awful, and it just drags out, and it's just like, oh man. And I just haven't had the energy to go back and finish that show. But people say I need to, and I know I will. It's just kind of like, I don't know.
Dang, how many episodes is it?
It's like 12.
Oh, just finish it. Stop playing.
I'm like halfway. I don't know. It's just that 70s show is so much better. I love Fez. He's like, hey Jackie, I love you, but please don't talk during Hollywood Squares. It's like I love his accent because I can't replicate.
You actually do his accent.
Hey, because we're both Latino. It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
That's funny.
Oh man, have you been watching? Do you watch TV, man? Have you been watching?
TV is dominated by my children, so no, I have not really watched any TV. However, from the OT podcast talking about Black Lightning and how I don't want to watch it because it's on the CW, and CW just I can't get with their shows. I've been yelled at by my mom and Twitter for not watching it. So
does your mom watch Black Lightning?
Mom, I'm my mother's child, so all of my nerdy quirkiness and stuff, I get it from her. So yeah, she watches all of that CW stuff. She watches Arrow, she watches Flash, she watches Black Lightning, she watches it all. She's seen all the MCU movies, she's seen all the DCEU movies. Like she's watched all of that stuff. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. She was just telling me now how she's mad that they keep screwing up Fantastic Four because that's her favorite comic book. When she was a kid, she was like, my favorite was Fantastic Four, and they just keep messing it up. So yeah, I get all my nerdiness from my mother. And she was yelling at me to watch Black Lightning. She's like, dude, it's not the typical CW crap. It's really good. It's just darker. It's got some serious stuff to it. Jill Scott's in it, so she's been yelling at me to watch it. So I think this weekend I may binge it. But other than that, like I haven't really watched any TV. I've been watching Crunchyroll at work, watching DB Dragon Ball Super to catch up. I've been watching that on my lunch breaks, but other than that, I really haven't watched any TV. So I'm just at the point where they're finding out who Goku Black is. So you can see how far back I am. And that just blew my mind. I was like, what? Beetle-sama! And I watch in Japanese.
Oh man. Well, I mean that's yeah. I think Adult Swim is the only one that has a dub right now, right? I think so. I'm not sure. Yeah, DBC for the win. Well, I mean, Donnie, I hope that doesn't mean that you're bashing Dragon Ball Super and saying Dragon Ball Z is the only good one. I'll be honest, like I love Dragon Ball Z, and I think Dragon Ball Super at times the animation gets a little bit cartoony. Like, okay, obviously it's a cartoon, but like you can have like realistic leaning animation, and then you can have more like cartoony, more like kiddish animation. And I think Dragon Ball Z, like if you watch Dragon Ball, it's obviously kind of kiddie cartoon, right? But then like you watch,
it depends. If
I'm
you
not
get
talking
the Japanese versions of it, it's bloody and gory.
Yeah, I'm see, but I'm still like character design. I'm talking. It's not like blood or stuff like that, or like, but I'm just talking about character design. Like Goku's like a little chibi, character. I don't know. It's just there are times when Dragon Ball Super just kind of feels like I love what it's doing. I just wish the animation was a little bit more daring, if that makes sense.
I mean, I totally get what you mean, but you got to realize Dragon Ball is they're not going to change the art style because I mean it's old. So the art styles that we're used to today of the more modern anime, like even a Samurai, even some little bit older, like a Samurai Champloo or or like a Cowboy Bebop, like in that little bit more serious tone.
Maybe I'm not describing it. So one battle that I really like in Dragon Ball Z, it's probably my favorite battle, is Majin Vegeta versus Goku. When Vegeta goes evil for like 5 episodes, he fights Goku, and that's one of my favorite battles ever.
Yeah.
And that battle, like the animation is superb. Like it looks polished, but like the characters look like I don't know, it looks good. And there are battles in Dragon Ball Super where the characters they sometimes the character designs lean a little bit towards like Digimon and like Pokemon. And I know that's not a way of putting it, but that's like the best way. I don't want to start dropping animes that people haven't watched, like Naruto Shippuden. I love the animation style because it felt like it wasn't like too crazy, but it felt like mature. I didn't feel like I was watching a kids show. I felt like I was watching a show for adults, but that kids can watch too if they can handle the violence.
I see exactly what you mean. One of my favorite scenes is the fight scene between all of them and Brawly, and it's a much darker scene. So I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying.
There are episodes that I think have a different art director, where you can see the animation does take a turn for like the Dragon Ball Z style animation. And I'm like, and you can tell when it changes. You can tell like there's way more bloodlines. There's more muscle definition. It's like they move away from like, more simpler models and they go for more detailed models, But then I feel like the next episode, they go back to the regular one. And it's like, no, don't go back. Just keep doing what you're doing.
It all depends, I think, on like what the scene is. Because they do have that lighthearted kind of, you're like, what is this? This is not supposed to be for kids.
Yeah, I mean, and one thing that I've always like hated is that I feel like Vegeta always gets like the short end of the stick. Because I love Vegeta.
I read a tweet yesterday where it said Vegeta is just there to lose and make Goku look better.
Pisses me off, man, because Vegeta works his ass off. But Vegeta works so hard. And he just gets like, man, I hate it when there was a battle I think it was in Dragon Ball Super. I forget where Vegeta had the guy on the ropes. And then I don't know what happens. And then my reaction to the whole thing was Vegeta should have had that win. Like that win belonged to Vegeta. And I was just so angry that either Goku or someone else like got that credited to them. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I like Goku. I just feel like Vegeta is a more real character than Goku is. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm Team Vegeta. I've always been Team Vegeta, like forever.
Yeah, Vegeta's the man. I've always been a huge fan of Vegeta as well. But Beater Sama said it best. He's like, you're just too serious. Goku doesn't care, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why he's not overthinking it. He just thinks way too much. Goku's not smart enough to do that. It's basically what it boils down to, because Goku is an idiot.
So we're not there yet, but I guess we may as well get there. Dragon Ball Super Size Me, baby, because it's really good.
Hell yeah!
And if you're not watching Dragon Ball Super, then you're missing out. Like, man, just start. I mean, just one episode a day. Yeah, it's 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
It's free.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's free. You have to suck up through some like really crappy ads from your local, like, I don't know. Are your ads local? Because some of my ads are local, and I'm like, oh god, this is awful.
Oh, I'm a chump. I pay for premium, so I get no ads.
Oh, you get no ads. I should do that. Stop. So my ads half are local, and then the other half are like Japanese RPGs, mobile phone Japanese RPGs. I'm not kidding, dude. It's like oh god.
It's not worth watching commercials.
It's awful because I'm like, I will never play this. Like, no matter how many times you show me this ad, I will never download this game. It's just not my thing. You know, it's like no, like I'm not gonna play a JRPG on my phone. And this ad is not gonna make me do it. I'm only here to watch Dragon Ball Super. Right. Anyway, whatever. I hate the ads on Crunchyroll. They're so like, at least Hulu has like ads that are relevant to me. Crunchyroll has the most like, they're like, I mean, I think they think I'm 14 years old or something. I have no idea. It sucks.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, well, good for you. I should get premium. I just feel like, okay, so you're coming from behind, right? You're like, you're catching up. Mm-hmm. If you're catching up, I totally get it, because you're trying to watch as much as possible, right? Yep. And not waste like 10 minutes per episode on commercials. I get that. But if you're watching one episode a week, and just like it's just 30 minutes, and okay, fine, 10 of those are commercials, whatever. I don't think at that point it's not enough to be like, well, I'm gonna pay just for one episode a week, Right. But if you're binge watching and catching up, I totally get it. Well, we are the official Dragon Ball Super podcast. Now that we spent like 20 minutes talking about it. So let's get rolling with Super Size Me, baby. For real. Now that Donnie's gone, thank God. Gone from the chat. He's gonna come back or something. I don't know. Maybe he's really gone. We'll see. Maybe.
Who knows?
Let me know if he comes back. So my first topic of the night, we already kind of talked about it, but it's Marvel's The Black Panther. Hitting $20 million on sales before the movie even releases. Well, now it has released, but when the news came out, it hadn't. Earlier this week, they were saying that it was on track to hit 100 million in opening weekend, but now that got bumped up to $190 million opening weekend, which would put it up there with I think it would break the record of Deadpool opening weekend. I think that's one of the best doing. I don't know if that's the overall one of the best or just Marvel. I don't know what they were actually comparing it to. But I mean, it's still $100 million opening weekend is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they're just comparing it to Marvel stuff, but I could be wrong.
I mean, it looked like it was on track to be the best selling Marvel movie in theaters so far. I mean, why do you think that is? So before we actually rate this storyline, why do you think what's been the momentum, the fire behind Black Panther? Because to be honest, I think if you asked me a year ago how this movie was gonna do, I thought it was gonna be more like Ant-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a movie it was gonna be a good movie. It was gonna do well, but it was gonna be like just a standard standalone character film.
Yeah. So the reason why I would say that Black Panther is going to do well and has already done so well in pre-sales is because you have a lot of people. A lot of Black people, to be perfectly honest, who are excited to just see themselves on screen, to see representation of them and their culture. Or I can't even say their culture, because honestly, our culture is just American culture. We were stripped of our culture. So to be able to see something like this that really celebrates blackness, it's something that's going to get all the people, all the Marvel fans, for one, are going to go see it. And then you're going to have all the people who don't care about the MCU, who just see this and see them their representation. Like, I'm down for it for the cause. Let's just all turn out and see this movie, especially in our current climate in America. So you've got all of those people who normally would not even give this movie a second look that are now willing to go see it. And you've got them telling somebody else to go see it. And they're taking their kids to go see it. They're taking their kids to go see it. Plus, you have all the regular Marvel folks who just want to see the next MCU movie. And then you see the trailer and it looks really good. So you've got so many more people who now have eyes on this movie who are like, yeah, I want to go see it, who wouldn't have seen it, who weren't going to go see Ant-Man because it was just another Marvel movie. Who the hell is Ant-Man? So that's why I think this is going to be the biggest Marvel movie to date, just because you have so many more people who are going to go see it that normally wouldn't have.
Yeah, and I think that on the same note, I think if this movie has momentum leading into Infinity War,
oh yeah,
then whatever, I mean, let's say a lot of that Black community that is excited about seeing people of color on the screen and like, hey, finally we get some Black heroes, right? Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, I know a lot, like people like of color, like Latinos, Blacks, that love white superheroes,
mm-hmm. Yep.
But still, it's just nice, like for Star Wars when Oscar Isaac got cast as Poe Dameron, he's like Latin American. I was like, mm-hmm. Sweet, like exactly. I don't need a Latino portrayal in Star Wars, but it does make me feel good, right. And I do feel like I do someone connect with the character a little bit more because the actor is someone that shares a cultural heritage with me.
Yep.
And I totally get that. So if this movie does really well and it ends well, I don't know how it ends or what the cliffhanger, but I'm assuming it leads into Infinity War because Infinity War the trailers have scenes in Wakanda.
Yep.
Like some of the battle sequences the Black Panther is leading an army in one of the trailer scenes.
Exactly.
So hopefully that means that Infinity War will be probably doing really well leading into its release weekend.
Yeah, if the movie is good enough, it's going to capture the audience's imagination, and they're going to want to see, okay, what's the next film? This is good. This is something I wasn't expecting. It was really good. Now I like these characters. Mm-hmm. What happens next? What happened before to get to this point? So Marvel's in a really good spot where they can actually do a really good job to get a whole new audience captured and captivated that are going to want to go see the next movie and then go find out all the movies that happened before it. So this has the potential to generate DVD sales from all the old movies, generate more sales for Infinity War, and hell, it may even spill over into Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Completely agreed. And I love that Michael B. Jordan is in this movie because I feel like he's been typecast as the good kid for a while. Don't get me wrong. Like where there was like Friday Night Lights where he was like the quarterback, Well, he's had a rough past, but he's a good guy. Right. And then in Creed, right? He's he's a stand-up dude, who's trying to honor his dad's legacy and make his own legacies. He's also a good guy. And then in what else he was in? He was also in Fantastic Four playing human Johnny Storm.
I hate that guy.
Now he has this role as like a bad guy, right? He's a bad guy, right? I think.
Yep. He's Killmonger, and you can't forget about Wallace from The Wire, man. He was Wallace from The Wire.
Oh, you're right. That was his big role, actually.
That was the first. That's the first time I remember seeing Michael B. Jordan.
No, you're right. He's like a little kid in season 1. You're right. Yeah, for sure.
He was in season 1, and they kill Wallace. What happened to Wallace? String. What happened to Wallace? My wife loves Michael B. Jordan, and she loved Wallace, and was very sad when his character got killed. Spoilers. But yeah, it's definitely going to be awesome to see him on screen playing a bad guy. And it looks like you disappeared, Q. Did we just lose Q, or is this me that's gone?
Am I really not here?
You're back now. You were just frozen. You're back now.
Oh, that's weird. Well, we'll see. What was the last thing that you heard from me?
Laughing about Wallace.
Oh, okay. So, not that much. So I was only gone for like a second, for like 2 seconds.
It wasn't long.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Cool. So how would you, in our amazing metric that we develop here of super size me, baby, can I get fries with that or pass the Tums, please? Where are you when it comes to the Black Panther as opening weekend right now?
Oh, I'm super size me. Can I also get fries with that? And
Yeah.
pass the shake, please. I want the whole
Mhm.
meal.
And don't be stingy. Give me more than one honey mustard packet.
Absolutely.
You have like 500 back there. Don't give me one. I see you grab one. You looked at me and you're like, I'm gonna give this guy one. No, I'm gonna ask for, you know what? Give me 3 honey mustard packets. 3, because you're being greedy and selfish. Give me a third. I hate it when I ask for honey mustard and then I forget to check the bag and then they screw me over with no honey mustard. Whatever,
True.
man. Anyway, yeah, same for me. Super size me, baby. I'm gonna watch it Saturday morning with some friends.
Hey,
I don't
me
know.
too. No, I'm watching it
Yeah.
tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, we were like, yeah, I don't know why we chose the morning. It's cheaper and also we're free, so why not?
There you
So
go.
yeah. So yeah, Black Panther. Looking forward to that. The next thing is related to superheroes, but it's the dark side of superheroes. DC Comics is launching the Titans live action series. I guess it's this Teen Titans, but it's a live action series on their new streaming service later this year.
Oh, they
So
have a new streaming service? What?
everybody has it. It's a cool thing. Oh, if you want to be if you want to be cool nowadays, you have to have your own streaming service. CVS is doing it. Disney's doing it. DC's doing it. I mean, I'm assuming. Well, actually, Marvel. I was gonna say Marvel, but Marvel is Disney. So
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
so Marvel is gonna be under Disney's. So there's a live action Teen Titan. They're calling it Titans. Just Titans. It's gonna be on the DC's new streaming service as alongside Young Justice season 3. You ever watch Young Justice?
Nah, I never seen it.
Oh man, it's really good. It's like
Who are the
season
characters?
1. The regulars are Robin, Cyborg. Wait, not Cyborg.
Which Robin?
Oh, the original Robin. I forgot his name. I always forget.
So Grayson? Dick Grayson?
Dick Grayson. Yeah, because spoiler alert, there's Nightwing in season 2. But anyway, there's like a
What? Okay.
there's a time gap between season 1 and season 2 of
Okay.
Young Justice. So think of Young Justice like, you ever watch Teen Titans? Okay, so do you know how it was like kind of dark?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so think that same thing, but like with the animation style of like Justice League Unlimited.
Okay.
And then season 2 is really good because season 2 takes a really sharp turn to like a really dark storytelling. And then season 2 ended and the show got canceled, and the fans were like, "Why? This show was really good." It's like, yeah, it's a really good
Okay.
TV show.
Time out. Why is it that DC can, for some reason, do so well with their animated series, with their TV series, but just completely falls apart with the movie franchise?
I've been asking myself that question because I've been trying to get hooked on the Marvel animated series, because they're all running on Disney's different channels. Disney XD, I think. They have like a Guardians of the Galaxy one and an
They
Avengers.
got
And
Spider-Man and stuff.
I just
can't get into them.
I can't get into them. They're just not good. They are not good. And then DC does, like, have you seen the trailers for Batman Ninja?
Oh my god, I buy it the first day. Heck yeah.
What? I showed my wife the trailer. My wife doesn't watch anime. She was like, "Is that out now? We should rent it and watch it." I'm like, first of all, who are you, cyborg imposter? Get the hell out of my house. Where's my wife?
Secret Wars.
Second, yeah, right. Second thing, I'm like, this is amazing. This is really cool. Like, is it gonna be kind of creepy at times? Probably, but I love the fact that like they're making a Batman Ninja and they made it. Yeah. And I just don't know why Marvel's animated game is so bad.
Yeah, I feel like Marvel's animation hasn't been good since the X-Men animated series back in the 90s.
Wow.
That and Spider-Man, that and like the original Spider-Man, like that, I feel like those were the only two animated series from Marvel that I've ever been able to actually get in. Everything since then for me, I'm just like, this is just weak. Like when they did the whole like new X-Men line, I wasn't feeling that. I haven't liked any of the cartoons on the XZ, and I really tried to get into them. I'm just like, I'm not feeling this. But the DC animated shows I've always enjoyed. Going all the way back to Batman, the animated series, I loved that. I loved the Superman one.
Awesome.
I mean, just all of the DC does really good with their animated stuff. Like it always has the right tone. The characters don't feel overly cheesy. It doesn't feel like it's too kiddie, but it doesn't feel like it's too adult. Like they just hit the right tone where it feels like all the Marvel stuff is just way too kiddie.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the main difference right there. I mean, I feel like Marvel is making TV shows for kids and only kids. Whereas I feel like DC makes TV shows that kids can appreciate, but there's also there's also like a darker underlying theme that a kid may not catch, but an adult can catch and be like, oh, that's cool. I appreciate this because I'm smart enough to understand this, underlying theme that is not very obvious, and it's not at the surface level. Like Young Justice definitely has that. Teen Titans had very dark themes, and it was a Cartoon Network TV show. Like that show was for kids, and yet it was like there were episodes that I was like, this is like dark level, young adult teenager content. And DC, there's a lot of Batman animated movies, not just Batman Ninja, but a lot of them. I think which one?
Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh my gosh, and they're all so good, and the quality is really good. And I just don't know. Yeah, I guess for Marvel, there's no incentive to invest that much into it because maybe they just don't see the money being there right now.
That's weird. Just bring back the animated series. Bring the X-Men series from the 90s to Netflix and call it a day. Because
you mentioned earlier, why can't DC get their show together, their shit together with like their live action shows? That's what I don't get. And the only excuse that I have for that is that they are on the CW, which means that your default audience is I don't know who.
Well, see, what's funny is like I don't watch the CW stuff, but a lot of the DC
have failed this city.
That's how I feel it sound. But for some reason, like people like those DC shows, and they all feel like they have a good continuity to them, and the characters are done well enough to where everything flows. So, what I don't get is why wouldn't they build off of that instead of basically creating a parallel universe where all the characters exist parallel to the ones that are in the CW universe? Like you could have easily just built off that. Like I still don't get why the hell Tom Welling wasn't just Superman. Why do we have to get a hold of Superman? Like that was Superman. Like I was cool with Smallville I actually watched and I actually enjoyed. And I'm like, just make him Superman. Like why are you playing? We don't need somebody else to play Superman. Like he's right here. Like why y'all tripping?
And that's something that DC hasn't gotten their act together on, maybe until recently. I don't know if this Justice League train is gonna keep going or anything, but I mean, I completely agree. Like, I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was not great, but
it's so much better.
It has gotten better, but early on,
it started off really difficult. One was hard to get through. 2 stepped it up, and it's just continually gotten better. Like I think they're about to have episode 100 now. Like it's gotten good, like really good, respectable good.
Right. And what wasn't good? Inhumans, like the TV show.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Everything on Netflix is pretty good to great.
Yeah.
Luke Cage, Jessica Jones.
Which has season 2 coming real soon.
Daredevil, Defenders. I mean, the low point of Netflix Marvel is Iron Fist. And even that was watchable.
Yeah, you know what? I would still take Iron Fist season 1 over Daredevil season 2. Because even though you hated Danny Rand, you're not supposed to like his character. Like he does a good job of being like, you are this spoiled little rich kid who still thinks he's 13 because you are off in Kun Lao, not knowing how to adjust. So yeah, I don't like you. You're a punk, but you know what? You have some redeemable qualities. And that's what they were going for. And I think it worked. For me, Daredevil season 2 had just way too many characters. It was way too much going on.
Right. So my problem with Daredevil season 2 was after the main. Oh, spoiler alert! In case you are like 2 years behind on your life, my main problem with Daredevil season 2 is that it felt like they were 2 seasons in one. Right, and maybe this is what you're getting. For me, you could have flushed out the Punisher story more and make that a whole season, or maybe make it a short season instead of making it 12 episodes. Make it 8 episodes, and then push the rest of season. The Elektra and the hand stuff into another. I don't know, but just it just didn't.
It didn't have to bungalow out together. It was a mess. Mm-hmm. It was too much.
What I think happened was that they had already had plans for the Punisher series.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, well, if we put too much Punisher here, then it takes away steam from its own, 10 episode series or 12 episode, whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I agree though. Yeah, I don't agree that I would take Iron Fist over Daredevil season 2. That to me sounds awful. But
they're 4 and 5 out of all the series for me. Like it goes like if you put them in an order for me, it's Jessica Jones. That's my favorite. I love that one. Then it's Daredevil season 1, then Luke Cage, then the Defenders, then Iron Fist, and then Daredevil season 2. That's the order I put them in.
I think I agree with you on the first 3. There are scenes from Daredevil season 2. There's specific scenes. There's conversations. There's dialogues that I really like in season 2. But it's all in the first few episodes of The Punisher. There's like 2 conversations between Matt Murdock and his priest that I think are really good dialogue. I think there's one where he asks him about the devil. Because he's conflicted, right? Because the Punisher is this guy. Yeah, he's obviously murdering people. Yes, but he's also not like. It's like you can understand his pain.
Yeah,
and he's conflicted. He's like, look, this guy is like awful, but he's breaking the law and he's doing awful things. But I get why he's doing it. He's a vigilante. He takes it all the way, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's really good conversations in the first half of the season that I really appreciate and I really like. Unfortunately, they're stuck in the same season with zombie ninjas. So
they could have really just like, I get why the hand is important. I get why Elektra is important. But you could have just done the whole season with just the Punisher and Daredevil and then saved Elektra for her own season.
Yeah,
or in a season 3, or just made that the Defenders, made them come against the hand right then, instead of having to like flesh that out. Like it was too much, and it just dragged.
So DC streaming service later this year. How we feel about this?
I'm gonna take fries with that. Just because what all y'all gonna stream? If y'all gonna be able to stream, like giving me some of the old cartoons along with some of the newer stuff, and it'll give me somewhere to actually binge watch Black Lightning or Flash or whatever if I want to catch up. I'm with it. Because I hate having to watch things week to week.
Yeah, give me fries with that and 3 packets of honey mustard and first of all, how much? Second of all, do you have to charge me? Can it be free? Maybe. And third of all, where's Batman Beyond, and why isn't this? Why hasn't this show come back?
Real
Terry, what's his name? Terry McGinnis? I forgot his name. The guy who plays Batman Beyond. The new Batman, Terry. I know his first name's Terry. I don't know what his last name is. But anyway, that show was awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of like DC shows that were for kids, but some episodes were like, this is really intense. Yeah, that show was real. So I don't know how much you follow the Star Wars comic book series, Thrawn came out today. I haven't been able to pick it up, but I'm excited that it's out. Unfortunately, the reviews on it are not good. So, yeah. You're a comic book guy, though. Like, what are you into for comic books?
I'm really just Marvel. I
Okay.
like waiting until they finish and then they finish like a whole run and then picking that up.
The paperbacks, the one, yeah.
The little like anthologies, not anthology, that's not the word. I
Mm-hmm.
forgot what they're called, but I like waiting for that and picking those up. I want to get a lot of the Star Wars stuff. Like I started reading it when they first dropped the Star Wars comic lines, and I have not picked it up. So I want to finish. I want to get Vader, because that's really good. I want to start picking up some actual Black Panther just to get more into that. And that's it right now. It's just a time thing, you know. I don't really have a whole lot of time. I kind of want to just go back into getting a lot of digital stuff, mainly because I can do that when I'm in the bathroom.
There's a few times when I've definitely exploited the Marvel Unlimited. It's called Marvel.
Yeah,
it's like
Marvel,
they're you can,
Marvel
you can access their archives, and you can just and they put a lot of energy into like saying, hey, if you want to get to know Thanos really well, these are all the ones you got to read. You know, it's like, hey, you should read Infinity Gauntlet, and you should read this arc, and you should read this series, and you should read this. If you really want to get to know this character, it's almost like hey, tell me about Thanos, or tell me about whatever. And it's like the Unlimited app, or the whatever, however they're archiving their stuff, is really helpful. Like, it's really easy to just figure out. You know, if you just want to fill in one character or one team or one hero, it's really easy to do that. And
yeah, I do love that they do that. The way they go ahead and like give you an arc where you want to learn about this, they give you just all the comics that they're actually going to be in, all the places that this story actually runs through, all the different comic book lines. Like, I love the way they do that. And like you said, yeah, it makes it really easy to be able to just understand and get a really, really good grasp of that character and what that arc is doing. That is something that I do love about the digital side of Marvel Unlimited. You can curate basically a list of comics for yourself to read.
Yeah, for sure. And on the top, I mean, we're gonna hit up a lot of Disney, DC, Marvel tonight, I guess. Did you watch Blade Runner 2049?
I did not watch it. I have it digitally, but I have not seen it yet.
So apparently, one of the news that I picked up for tonight, Star Wars Episode 9 gets the art director for Blade Runner 2049 just got picked up by Star Wars Episode 9 to do the art direction for that movie. Now, as far as I can tell, Blade Runner 2049 has that very cyberpunk feel to it that is Blade Runner's. And it's also like a movie that got really good reviews, right? Like, that people really like that movie. So I think for me, this is a super sizing baby, because I'm all about getting talented people wherever they come from. I don't care where they come from or what their history is. If they're talented and they're recognized for doing a good job, I don't know. So like I said, I haven't watched Blade Runner, but I heard good things about it. And if the art style was fun and exciting, then I'm okay with that guy working on Star Wars. So
yeah, I'd probably have to give it a super size me as well, just because from all of the art and the trailers and the stills and the things that I've seen from Blade Runner just look incredible. Like, that's a world that I really want to know more about. So if he can take some of that art direction and give it to Star Wars, then yeah, I'm down with it. He seems like he's talented, knows what he's doing, and I'm down for being able to, you know, change the art direction of Star Wars a little bit, add a little bit more flair to it, a little bit more like steampunk-esque type stuff. And it's funny because I remember when the prequels came out, I was like, this does not look like Star Wars at all.
It was just CGI, man. It's really tough to deal with. It was a very irresponsible. Look, I appreciate the prequels for what they are. You know, like I see it as like a lore dump. Right? You're dumping all this lore that I want to get, so I know what the hell the original trilogy means. You know. But I feel like it's like a CGI fest, and a lot of that CGI doesn't hold up when you're watching the film on Blu-ray or 4K.
Right.
The CGI just feels dated. You throw a Blu-ray, you throw on a Blu-ray of like Empire Strikes Back, and it looks amazing.
Yeah,
You throw on a Blu-ray
absolutely.
for episode 1, episode 2, and it's like, man, this just looks so weird. So yeah, hopefully our direction involves, I think that Rogue One looks beautiful.
Yeah, me
And
too.
even Last Jedi, just from a purely art perspective, they play with
Hmm.
colors really well in that film. The emphasis on red all over the film, I thought
Yeah,
was very powerful. It was very powerful with
absolutely.
what the themes of the movie was trying to focus on. So this is gonna be. So I didn't realize Call of Duty. I didn't realize they were making a live action movie. Do you know there was a Call of Duty movie being made?
Yeah, I've seen them talking about that,
Okay.
but I don't know why they're doing that. And you're
I
coming
Yeah.
in like Megatron right now.
Wait, like voice wise?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know what's going on. My connection's not great right now.
Whatever. Let's keep the party
So
going.
I just feel like when you tell me Call of Duty live action movie, to me that is like every other movie that's ever been made. Like,
Yeah, like
what
this
what
is
is this
another war
supposed to?
movie.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. Are you gonna take like the Modern Warfare storyline and make a trilogy out of that? Are you gonna take Advanced Warfare and make that into a movie? Like, what are you gonna do with the Call of Duty and make it a movie? Like, I don't know what you're going for there, because if you take, World War II, it's just another World War II movie. We've got plenty of those. It's like, do we really need a Call of Duty movie when people don't even really play those games for the campaign? They're playing them for the multiplayer. Like, I know that people say that the Black Ops 2 storyline is great, but I hear that from very few people because they're like, I didn't even play the campaign, I jumped right into multiplayer. So I'm just like, I don't. What do we? Are we gonna make a zombies movie, a Call of Duty zombies movie? Like, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I just think that that is unnecessary. Like,
yeah, I agree. I don't know. I don't know what this is about. I mean, obviously, Activision Blizzard wants to make more money, but I don't see how this helps the brand. It's already Call of Duty is already huge, right?
right.
Like, are you gonna pick up more game buyers by having this movie? No, like if anything, I'm less likely to buy Call of Duty now. It's
Right.
like no, like this movie makes me not want to buy Call of Duty. This better not be a World War II movie because it's like, dude, like Band of Brothers, Saving Private Ryan, Hacksaw Ridge. It's like it's called World War II. Let the people that are really good at making World War II movies do World War II movies. You know,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I don't know what this is. It would be interesting to see, I guess, a movie version, a film version of the Modern Warfare approach. In the earlier ones, Modern
Yeah.
Warfare 1 and 2, some of the characters were very interesting. Like I said, not Shepard. No, whoever the British leader was.
What is his name? No, yeah, you're Soap, and then it's
It's
you
like,
have Soap, you have Ghost, and then you have the captain whose name I can't remember. But yeah, like the
yeah,
characters were actually interesting, and you could make a cool little movie out of that. But it's like, I've already played that. I don't know if I want to see that in a live action movie. Like, just take the
yeah.
cutscenes from the three games and put them together, and I'll watch that. Like,
Mhm.
I don't understand what the purpose or the need for a Call of Duty movie is. Like, I don't know. Is that just Activision just trying to push another money grab? Like, do we need
Yeah.
that? I don't think we need a Call of Duty movie.
For me, this is a please pass the Tums because, as I learned from the Assassin's Creed movie, we don't know how to make good video game movies. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I am very skeptical of what the hell. The only positive thing about this movie is that they are looking to hire the director of Sicario.
Mm.
Sicario is that movie starring Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and I forgot that. Is it Josh
Josh Brolin?
Brolin? Brolin, I think. Yeah, that is a really good movie. The sequel's coming out in this summer in June. Sicario 2. I love that movie. That movie's probably one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time, actually. I mean, yeah, if you have a great director, that definitely helps. But I mean, you need to have a good. You need to give them something to work with. And I don't know. I don't know what Call of Duty. Yeah, I don't know what Call of Duty is doing. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that. Please pass the Tums and give me a side of Pepto
Yeah.
because this ain't going down well.
On the topic of game movies, Five Nights at Freddy's is getting a movie.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know the
It's
premise of that game, to be perfectly honest.
probably gonna be better than the Call of Duty movie. It's gonna be a cheap ass movie that people are gonna be like super hooked in. You know, like those. You know, when something's done really cheaply, but then they gets like a cult following. You know, like,
Right.
and then
Yep.
people love it. Like I think what was it? Joss Whedon made something called Dr. Horrible Sing Along Blog a few years ago. And it was just something that they made during the writer's strike. It was just like this 3 episode thing.
Man.
Like it was Nathan Fillion, Neil Patrick Harris. They all did it for free. And they did this they did this like little mini show for free. And it's hilarious and it's awesome. It's called Dr. Horrible Sing Along Blog. But people love it. People love it because it's just pure passion, you know. They're acting out of passion. Yeah, so Five Nights at Freddy's. So those games when they came out, they were a lot of fun to watch because I would love watching people play them and it would make me jump. Basically, you're the security guard at a pizza place or anything, and the animatronics that play banjos and shit during the day for the kids come alive at night and become like murdering machines. And basically, as a security guard, you're trying to monitor all the cameras and using your flashlight to keep them at bay and trying to survive. You're trying to survive like Five Nights at Freddy's, 5 nights. It's a and apparently like throughout the game, I think there's 3 games. Throughout the games, there's like an overarching plot that goes throughout the games. Like there's like it's like a curse kind of thing. Like the obviously the machines are cursed, right? And there's like a very dark like storyline that kind of like plays on the background as you're like, surviving each night. So it's gonna be a scary movie. The thing
about watch it, Donnie and Josh, they'll go watch
it. So I feel like this movie is gonna be really big among kids because kids, that game gained a cult following because kids love watching that game on Twitch. So I feel like there's gonna be a lot of high schoolers going to watch this movie. It's gonna be really big among like kids, maybe even middle schoolers. I don't know if they can get in. If they can get a ticket and get into the movie, they will. I don't know. For me, is can I get fries with that? Because I'm actually intrigued. I'm intrigued about whether they can make a movie out of a game that it was fun. I would never play this game because it would scare the shit out of me, but I like watching it. It was fun to watch. Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be a pass the Tums. I'm not a big scary guy.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not a fan of that. I completely agree.
So if my wife decides she wants to go see that or something for Halloween because she likes being scared for some weird reason, other than that, nah.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. The last thing on my list, unless you have something on secret or hiding, is the Ready Player One final trailer. Devin, what are your thoughts on Ready Player One? Okay,
so I love the book Ready Player One. Love it. Thought it was amazing. I kind of am like, I don't know yet about the movie. Like visually, it looks awesome. Like I love the way it looks. I love the way they make the Oasis, the way you go into it and everything like that. I love the little subtle Easter eggs and the nods to the 80s, but the book was like pure 80s. All the video games, all of the movies that he was going to, all the stuff that was in the actual book, it was all a throwback to the 80s because that was what the creator, he loved the 80s. So like you had the Back to the Future stuff, you had just all kind of ties back to the 80s. And like when I see Overwatch characters and I see Master Chief, I'm just like, what? Why? Like, I don't understand why they're there. Like, I'm like, I get that you kind of want to have a tie, I guess, so the young generation can get it, but that's not who this movie is for. So they're gonna go see it, period, because it's video games and stuff like that. So they'll go see it. Like, you don't need to throw Overwatch and Master Chief into this movie when it's supposed to be a callback to the 80s and just like the simpler time of that stuff and the way game design was for the games in the 80s. Like I feel like it would be much better as a throwback piece to that instead of trying to incorporate all these newer video games into it because it's called Ready Player One and it's a video game type of thing. So I'm just kind of real on the fence, but I love the actual like the way it looks. I love the art direction. It looks incredible.
Art direction looks great. My wife just finished the book actually, and she loved it. And she's not, I mean, she plays some games, but she's not really a gamer. She loves the book, and we're probably gonna go watch it. I'm gonna play on the side of pessimist and be like, this movie is gonna suck. And that's just because I think this movie, much like the Tron movies, the newer ones, there's a lot of nostalgia effects going into it. People read the book. People want to watch their games on screen. People, I don't know. I feel like this movie, the plot doesn't seem original to me. The plot I feel like when the book came out, the plot was original. But I feel like a lot of other movies and shows have kind of picked up on those themes. So I don't know. This movie could be awful. Like the acting could be awful. The writing could be cheesy, you know? And I'm just, I hope this movie is amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to play it safe and assume that it's going to be really crappy. And I'm just going to enjoy seeing some of my favorite game characters on screen for a few seconds.
Yeah. I mean, from the trailers, I don't think that it's going to be bad. Like the acting seems fine. The trailers, the story, it looks like it's going to be okay. But the problem is there's so much of that book where you're in the main character's head. You cannot translate that to a movie. So like how much of that has to be lost, you know, on to create a movie. That's why like I a lot of times I'm just like, I don't even know if I want to see books get made into movies because you lose so much. You lose the thought bubbles. You lose a lot of like the characters' motivations and understanding why they do some of the things they do because you can't be in a character's head when you're watching a movie. So I just don't see how they're going to be able to pull that off at Ready Player One.
Yeah, so for me is, can I get fries with that? Throw in like 3 honey mustards and let's throw in a Frosty also. It's not quite past the Tums because I'm excited for it. I'm for it. I'm all about gaming. I'm all about making gaming something that more than just gamers can enjoy. Right? So I think this movie is that. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. Yeah. I'm a healthy pessimist, you know, like I hope it does well, but it could also be terrible. So
yeah, for me, it's can I get chicken fries with that?
Chicken fries. Oh, wait, where are those from?
Burger King.
That's right.
Yeah. Can I get chicken fries with that? And let me get that Frosty and some barbecue.
Well, that's all that I got for tonight. Is there anything else you want us to super analyze?
No. I think we're good. I think we had a good run of the gamut, especially with what's going on right now. I think we covered a pretty good amount of topics.
Sounds good. So the only thing I want to plug in for the episode is the PSBG's newest podcast, the PlayStation Experience. Devin, have they invited you there yet? No, because they record in the mornings, right?
Yeah, I kind of got we may record at different times for you and to get you on there. I don't know why.
Oh, get me on there? Or
no,
get
to
you?
get me.
Oh,
yeah, we've had discussion.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say on that podcast.
Y'all recorded 3 a.m. my time, so I mean I would, but then I'd be forced to wake the Kraken, aka my son, and nobody wants that.
Right.
Nobody wants that. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll record at a different time and I can get on a couple of episodes here and there. I'm imagining Kyle would get on here or there as well. So we'll see what happens.
I can get on and just blow raspberries the entire time. I'm just kidding. No. I love those guys. I watched actually the first episode. It was good. I like them a lot. I was on that show used to be Early Gamer or Early Gaming, and I was
Early
on
morning
that
gamer,
once.
yeah.
So Early Morning Gamer. So yeah, Kevin and Seth, go check them out. You can find them on wherever you found this. You can find them also. Anything you want to plug? Oh yeah, and Batman Ninja. If you haven't seen that trailer, go check it
Oh
out.
my god, yes. Go check
It
that
looks
out.
awesome.
Watch it twice.
Yeah, it looks really cool. How about you, man? Anything else you want to throw out there?
Yeah, check us out. The OT with me and Mo. It's a fun little romp. We record Saturdays at 9:30, 12:30 for you East Coast people. And then it posts usually on Tuesday. So check that out, and check out the other vast stable of all of our shows. Check out the PSVG Podcast Network. We just keep the hits coming.
Awesome. Well, as always, thank you for tuning in and or downloading the show, however medium you use to watch us or listen to us. Have a great week or weekend. This will probably hit sometime this weekend, so I hope you have a great weekend. Once again, enjoy whatever you're into. There's some good basketball. Oh, Kevin Hart is doing this YouTube series with NBA players. Yes. Have you been watching that?
Yeah,
the one with Draymond Green is so good, dude. Oh my god. I was watching it by myself, and then my wife just started watching it, and she was laughing. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is hilarious.
Anyway, completely got distracted from closing up the show. But yeah, that's good too. So go check that out. Live your life unrated, unfiltered. Never stop gaming. Play games. Bye. Get out of here.